Buonasera a tutti, signore e signori, dear friends. It is a real pleasure for me and a great honor to represent Uniwersytet Wrocławski in this historic building of the University of Padua. And to be able to speak in such a place of a long history and, of course, on the occasion of the great anniversary. I would like to express my acknowledgement for the Padua team for organizing the annual conference of Arqus, but please allow me also to express my acknowledgement to the Granada team, especially Professor Dorothy Kelly and Fernando Galan for the coordination of the application group, who worked in the past weeks on the new perspective of Arqus. This is a great honor to be a new member of the family of the group, together with the University of Minho. Okay, I started with the thanks, like on the Oscar ceremony, and now it's time to say something serious. So please allow me to say a few words about the University of Wrocław, and if I may ask you to show the short video. We would be happy to have some pictures.
Wrocław is my first European city where I study and live.
I came back to the University of Wrocław.
I'm very happy to be here, and I don't want to think about leaving at all.
I study intercultural mediation at the University of Wrocław.
We do a lot of scientific experiments using some of the high-tech devices.
Ich bin Luisa und ich komme aus Lüneburg in Deutschland.
Mitt navn er Nikolai Stensland Iversen Shevchik, og jeg kommer fra Sømna I Norge.
ผมชื่อเซียแล้วผมมาจากกรุงเทพประเทศไทยครับ
Jina langu ni Priska Tumwijuche. Mimi nakuja kutoka Kampala, Uganda.
Benim adım Yücel Yılmaz. Türkiye'liyim. Ankara'da yaşıyorum.
Thank you very much. Okay, the University of Wrocław is one of the 10 research universities in Poland, comprehensive one. We are located in the fourth largest city in Poland with 650,000 inhabitants. We are very proud of our region, not because of the excellent location in the close proximity to Prague, Berlin, Dresden, and Vienna, which is a great importance for our international relations, but of course the cooperation not only with our neighbors, but only with those being further away. Let me mention just a few numbers to say something about my university. We are about 26,000 students, 1,200 PhD candidates, 10 faculties, 3,000 employers, and a lot of positive energy, and we hope this positive energy can be part of Arqus. The University of Wrocław is involved in mobility programs and puts a lot of efforts into developing of diversified offer to our international students, as you showed on the short video. We offer a lot of programs in English on all levels, bachelor, master, and PhD. But our goal is to develop and work in the international area because we strongly believe in the common European education, as it was stressed many times during the morning session. Today I would like to ask two questions. What does it mean for the University of Wrocław to be a member of Arqus, and what do we expect from this cooperation? But please allow me to start with some personal remarks. When I was a student, I know from some of students in the audience it seems to be ages ago, but when I was a student in the beginning of 90s, as a student from post-communist country, it was very difficult for us to get the scholarship and be a part of the Western universities. But I was the lucky one, and I got the Socrates scholarship at that time, which opened the door for me to the Western universities and higher education. When I standing here makes me happy because it was a long way from this scholarship to the place when I arrived. But this scholarship really opened the door to an international career and international cooperation, which always has been a part of my professional career. So this is just to remind all of us how mobility and international cooperation might be important for individuals, but also for communities. When I started my research career, international cooperation in academia was mainly associated with research projects, publications, conferences, workshops, and the fellowship was somewhat related to teaching, but the main purpose in my case, and many scholars in Poland, was of course the mobility was related to research. But as Dr. Erdon Polak said in this morning's session, today we live in a very challenging and fast-changing world. In my opinion, our responsibility for the future generation is bigger than before. In our responsibility to educate young people who will be active citizenship, and I really believe that we have to put the efforts to educate and support the EU active citizens, who will together create a democratic space for development, for whom values such as human rights, democracy, anti-discrimination, and the rule of law will be the foundation of all activities. Together, in Arqus, we stand a chance to create such a space and didactic offer. Responding to challenges, adopted a new technology possibilities, emphasizing mobility, which is the basic for the exchange of thoughts, gathering experiences, and building the competences for the future. So for the next generation to come, Europe would not only be a slogan, not only be the theoretical concept, but would be the reality, the value that they believe in. Mobility of academic staff and students has always been a key aspect of internationalization in higher education. This is the main priority of the European Commission, published in the communication on achieving the European education area by 2025. Although the tough experiences of COVID-19 pandemic, we learned that mobility may not be limited to the physical one. So a discussion about the blended and virtual mobility, I know that some colleagues don't like the virtual mobility, but it's the subject for another discussion. But it started to be important again and discussed. Existing evidences confirm that virtual forms, such forms can serve as an effective option to address challenges related to cultural awareness, intercultural collaboration, and transversal or soft skills. As Professor David said this morning, the virtual forms can also be very inclusive and can reduce cost to allow more people to be internationally active. Nevertheless, virtual forms cannot completely provide the same kind of learning experiences compared to physical mobility, where many of the benefits are gained from immersion. And I really believe that this immersion in another culture is very important for us to gain the knowledge, the experiences, and the emotions which are related to our cultures, backgrounds, history, and languages. And it makes Europe really beautiful. A significant shift to virtual forms would present a wide range of challenges as well in terms of planning, logistics, and of course the development of platforms or other systems and the provision of technical support on the implementation of the use of this system. And I really believe that the digital Arqus is going to be something very important in the months and years to come. There is a general agreement among scholars that none of this form of mobility is an alternative for replacing others. Each form adds an enrichment of education in a different way. However, new technologies, technical possibilities enable us to be virtually active in almost everyday contact with teachers, scientists, and students all over the world. For me, when it comes to the Arqus Alliance, we should take advantage of long, short, and mixed mobilities, so that international context should become an everyday reality and not something unique for all members of our community. I would like to believe that my future student would start thinking about their career and thinking about our 8 institutions and not only the University of Wrocław. Arqus has promoted diverse forms of mobility, and in the new application, it has strengthened both physical, blended, and virtual mobility. In my opinion, students are very important, of course, but this is not the only target group for our activities in the Arqus Alliance. We speak about diverse communities, and it was strengthened in the new application. We should think about the mobility, exchange, and learning process of academics, but of course for our administrative staff as well. Through the websites and virtual platforms, we should connect our community members and allow them easy access to the relevant opportunities within Arqus. I would really like to believe that the information about our activities would be accessible for every member of our community, and that we start thinking about Arqus as being our common project. Teaching mobility is an important tool for improving the quality of study programs for all partner universities. In my opinion, learning mobility has a positive effect of individual teaching skills, strengthen the development of an academic career, and can provide a common framework for academics working in similar fields. Such a framework can be the starting point for development of joint academic offers. We know that joint bachelor's and master degrees programs are very important for the entire Arqus offers. But in my opinion, the future of our education is the flexible offer of micro-credentials, for example. Hybrid courses offered by our universities open not only for students, but also for graduates who want to learn new skills, broaden their knowledge, and stay in touch with the latest results of our research. We live in an increasingly intercultural societies, and diversity is and will remain the future of Europe. The aim of our activity at Arqus should be to help students to gain this intercultural understanding that will be crucial for their future careers wherever they choose to go. For this skill, mobility and challenging ourselves in cooperation in Arqus seems crucial. Mobility offers a wider set of benefits, including the development of personal and professional skills and competences, increased adaptability to the new and changing environments, developing a sense of European citizenship. And I would say it once again, I really believe that this building the sense of belonging to the European values is something which is very important for us as a community of Arqus. In conclusion, the strength of Arqus, in the opinion of the University of Wrocław, if I may say so, should be based on strengthening the mobility and exchange between partner universities, the physical and the virtual mobility. And activities should be addressed the challenges related to cultural awareness, intercultural cooperation, and transversal or soft skills. In my opinion, virtual formats are different from physical mobility, as I said, although they can be perfectly used as a complement or alternative for physical mobility. By incorporating a combination of both and blended and virtual forms of mobility into a curriculum, students have greater opportunities to integrate an international learning experience, and we might be more inclusive for everyone who can be in touch with other members of the community on everyday basis. And I really hope that this joint PhD Arqus school would be the reality, because I would like our PhD students to build a strong community working together, exchanging knowledge and ideas, and because they are the future of research in Europe. We take responsibility for our students, for the young generation, but today we are also responsible for students from Ukraine. Their education was brutally interrupted by Russian aggression. And in the coming weeks, we will for sure have to answer the question, how do we engage and how we can help them? I'm very glad that Arqus has expressed his opinion on the war in Ukraine and that we were able to say together that we are against this kind of violence. I'm sure we share the same values, and I look forward to work with all partners in Arqus. Thank you very much.